Okay, so our lesson that we were talking about like last time, I don't know if you guys remember, was the missing Marushka. And we already read this over. Do you guys remember what happened, sort of, or what it was about? All right. Does anybody want to share like one thing that you remember from it? Is there anything that you remember, what it was about, maybe something that happened in the story? Yeah, I don't know.
They lost an animal.
They lost an animal. That's right. They were almost out to look for it. That was right. That's right. The scene where it was about a missing animal. Do you guys remember what animal it was? Which animal was it, Ashley? A ferret. That's right. And we talked about ferrets last time, how they're kind of like a weasel. They're an unusual pet. But this person really loved their ferret, Marushka, which was his name. Okay, so since we've already read over Missing Marushka, we read it from top to bottom, we all shared, right? So what we're going to be working on today is the second page of our packet. So if you guys want to flip over to the second page. Awesome. Let me know when we're all there. Awesome. Okay, so we already read out the story, and now we're going to just be rereading pieces of it, and we're going to be trying to break it down and see how does the plot unfold? What happens? We kind of did this with our last story, The Empty Pot. Do you guys remember that? Where we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. So instead of 7 points, we only get 3 and a resolution for this lesson. So we're going to be rereading Missing Marushka, but looking at certain points, and then we're going to be summarizing them, like how we did last time, where we wrote that summary. We're going to be writing even shorter ones in here. So we'll start by rereading the first 3 paragraphs on the back, and we'll do our classic round robin style, where I'll read 1, and then the next person will read 2, and then the next person will read 3, and we'll just go around like that. Sound good? We're going to be rereading it. So make sure we all have our text ready again. Sorry, I'm having you guys flip back and forth, but we'll have our text ready again. Perfect. And then I'll start out, and we'll just go around the table until we get to paragraph 3. Once we're done with paragraph 3, we're not going on to 4. Sound good? Awesome. All right, let's start. Missing Marushka. Ace Detective Ariana at your service, Ariana announced as Justine and Joey opened their front door together, clearly happy to have some assistance or at least a mediator. Ariana, who had been in business now for a month, was amazed at just how many cases needed cracking in her neighborhood. Yes. Yeah, awesome.
Marushka is missing and addressed it this time. Who immediately began spouting complete
accusations. That's a weird word.
Accusations at Joey, or more precisely at Joey's side, who was sound asleep in the couch.
Alright, and then Ashley. Declared, yeah. Awesome. And then we're going to stop there for a second. And I'm just going to write a little line there so I remember where I paused. Alright, so we just read paragraphs 1 through 3. We're kind of starting to remember it again. Like, oh yeah, I remember the story. Kind of getting there a little bit. Yeah. So, let's see. What happened in those first 3 paragraphs? Just those first 3. What just happened? Just those. Anna?
They asked the detective Ariana to help find the hit, and then one of them, I think it was Justine, she said, blaming Joey.
Yeah, exactly. So they invited somebody over to have them help find their ferret, and they're already kind of going crazy at each other, saying this happened and blah, 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 blah. But they invited a detective to come help them. So that's what we just learned, right? That's all we know right now. So, let's see. Okay, so it says that we can go on and we're going to write basically what we just discussed down. What we just said in passing, even though it was really quick, that is going to be our first episode. So our graphic today calls them episodes. And basically what we just went through was episode 1. What just happened, the only things that we read so far, that's episode 1. So let's all formulate a sentence in our head, and we kind of just did when we were talking about it. Let's formulate a sentence that we can write down to describe episode 1, paragraphs 1 through 3. Could be something about Ariana. They were talking to each other about who they think did it, and we have to talk about, of course, why is the detective there?